Hi, Cancer. Actually doing full reads. Finally, overdue. So this is going to be if you are Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, and we're going to go over Venus placement too. And I think that I'm just going to start putting these up all as lives and, you know, let universe do its thing. See? Hey, Cole. So hopefully it'll put out the notification. So we're doing Cancer. I'm going to do, oh, there we go. I'm going to do 3, I'm going to try to get out 3 full reads before going live tonight on Soul Navigation. And this is a completely new camera setup. So Cole, can you hear me? Maybe Lee will show up and she can let me know in the chat. Wow. Okay. How is the like the delay and all of that? Am I a 1970s kung fu movie or am I like right on time? We're good? Okay. So let's move this like this. So we're going to look at a couple of things here, and I'm going to take, hey now. We used this streaming system when I was still in Florida, and it was not good. If you saw those ones where it was just intermittently words coming out of my mouth, that was this. So, but I have some new things coming, and by the time I'm going to do water signs tonight, and we're going to go do the whole full quick 12. But these are going to be full reads, and then eventually I'm going to have the overhead camera so you guys can see the cards, which will be great. And let's get an advice. I don't know what's going on in my... Hey, Shay. I don't know what's going on in my community, but I have a sharp pain immediately upon starting this reading right here. And I'm a physical clairsentient, which means I feel like I don't have actual pain, but it feels like a stabbing pain. It's hard to describe, but like it's just spirit working through me physically to let me know what's going on. Okay. So let's grab one more. All right. Okay. Okay. So in the recent past, we have the Sun in reverse, and we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So Cancer, it may have felt challenging, and it often can when there's strong Capricorn energy, and even though it's still really just like Pluto lingering in Capricorn right now. It really truly is holding up the bus for a lot. It's such, and it keeps aspecting like the Pluto Mars, that it has felt difficult. Kind of like Cancer went through the whole nodal axis, and so there's been a lot of integration. And there's been a lot of time, and there's been a lot of healing. And it's almost like Cancer, if any sign has been like coming through lately with like new boundaries, anyone that woke up 2017 to 2021, those Cancers are kind of reinvigorated and definitely having better boundaries, and they're definitely integrating all of the things that came in through that nodal axis change. it could feel like something's nipping at your heels. It can feel like literally all I keep hearing in my head is 3 steps forward and 4 steps back. It felt like there was like a moment of I can taste it, it's so close, and then like it might have just been in the recent past, last week, last couple of weeks, have just felt really, I don't want to say crappy, but felt like maybe opportunities came and went. Just that so close I can taste it, and then it may have put, this is just for a few of you, but it may have put you back into the whole, of course not. Of course that didn't work out the way. Like, of course things didn't change that much. Like, there may have been a little part of you that fell back into, I don't want to say victim mode, but just like, all right, so I'm going to take all this new learned self-love. I'm going to take all of these new skills. I'm going to take my new voice that I use with boundaries. But I'm just not going to hope for anything else to come in. Like, I'm just like this place where you're relying on yourself. And that euphoria of happiness that comes with like a partner, or like that rush. It feels like maybe the DMs have been a little quiet. That rush of somebody coming in, and you haven't wanted it. You haven't wanted it the way it used to be. You really only want something that has any kind of substance, and you're not even attracted to the same things you used to be attracted to. Like what might have impressed you or made you a little giddy before, it's not enough now. God, it looks like we're super blurry. Hold on. Did that make it better or worse? You'll let me know. This is changing. And for the present energies, we have chance. So this is literally the Wheel of Fortune and the World. We also have the Mystic or the Hierophant and some. This is a beautiful deck. Hold on, people. I gotta get something to like clear that off for you. What do we got? That has to be better. Hey, James. I appreciate all of you. Like, honestly, I just figured I'm going to come on here and I'll record it live and then it'll just be here. I really honestly didn't think you would all show up. So thank you. That energy, and I just want you to know, we had also like solar blasts that lasted longer than they ever have. Our solar weather continues to be extreme, and it continues to like break records. And so you could write it in the chat, Lee, because it's harder now. If you could just write it. I don't know, I didn't think of that before. So if everybody felt like they didn't want to get out of bed last week, if everyone felt like just out of motivation, out of hope, like it wasn't just Cancer, but I'm just viscerally seeing it and feeling it for Cancer. And again, like that pain is gone. But when I was in last week's energy, holy cow, it was an immediate stabbing pain. This week we have the Hierophant, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the World. The World was in reverse. It's the universe in this card, but it's sandwiched between, the solar flares. If you guys don't, go watch Ash Light Star on TikTok, and she covers the Schumann resonance and all of the space weather, solar weather, whatever you want to call it. But wow. So we have a change this week. There's a shifting. So it feels like the Wheel of Fortune has shifted. It feels like the connection is stronger, like, and all of that will happen also with, you know, all the stuff that's going on in Pisces. That's all going to trine any Cancer placements. And when we talk about a trine and an aspect, the trine is I love you more conversation between those two planets or placements. So with the world or the universe in reverse right now, there's still like a piece missing. It's not fully here. It's not like present. It's not like you can bite your, sink your teeth into it yet. Hi, Odette. Hi, everyone. But there is a shift, and I don't know if you guys are feeling it. It might feel like a badass bitch or badass dude kind of shift. It may feel like the low of last week needed to be felt, right? I'm such a big fan. I'm always said we have to feel all of our feelings, right? Because when we skip them, they just come bite us in the ass later. I don't have any advertisers, so I'm just gonna there's another piece that needs to fully come in. But it feels like the low of last week has almost like empowered, lit a fire underneath. We're going to clarify these energies too. In the upcoming energies, we have Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which I kind of like. Because when I see Seven of Pentacles, the Hangman, Four of Swords, and sometimes the Hermit in reverse, it's time. It's time. In the Hermit's case, when it's in reverse, Hermit is self-decided exile. The stall, the delay, all of that is a decision. So when we see the Hermit in reverse, that's you. That's your energy deciding. But when I see like the Hangman, the Four of Swords, those can be a little bit of both. But when I see the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, that means something that you were like, because Seven of Pentacles for me, and if you're one of my lovely, beautiful humans in my community, I always say that is like, okay, like I bought the Cracker Jacks, I ate them all. Where is my lick on tattoo? It's where's my prize? It's waiting. And so when it's in reverse, to me, not only does it mean it's time, but it's like the thing, the prize, right? So that's in the upcoming energies. The Three of Wands is also in reverse, which indicates to me there may have been like a change, like a change of deciding you wanted something, or like, that's my decision. Like, I'm done with this person. Maybe I'm not done. I'm going to go do this. Maybe a bit off more than I could chew. There's just something, and it feels guided. It feels like in that lower energy, you may have made like a declaration, like, Gandalf with the stick, like, you shall not pass. This is a boundary, or I'm not doing this anymore. And it just feels like that may shift. And then in the other, we have the Queen of Pentacles. There's a delay, so I'm not exactly sure where this is going to show up. And then I took a what are you missing that you need to be aware of? What that you can control are you missing that you need to be aware of? And then what is the advice from universe in a spiritual way? All right, so let's clarify. If you could all see how big this desk is, it's ridiculous that I need a bigger desk. I'm working on it. I'm working on making more space. What do we want to use to clarify? Let's use these, the Dream Keeper. And let's clarify some of these. Let's get an overall energy card for the whole reading. Okay. And let's get a clarifier. Okay, yeah. So for last week, I don't want to over clarify, but last week felt like survival mode maybe meant disconnecting, if that makes sense. I even felt that myself. Like I turned on old reruns of Friends and a couple of other things where I just took a break. I did like education, but I didn't overly do the spiritual stuff. In fact, when I went to sleep, I kept asking to just get rest and be disconnected. In particular, there's somebody that I'm like always connected to, whether I don't even have to be thinking about them. And I asked even to sleep well, to get disconnected from that energy, just any energy that wasn't mine, so I could actually get rest. And sometimes we have to do that. And that's not, I'm just going to say this to everybody that's, wow. I'm just going to say this to everybody that's out there that's like in spiritual journey or it's just in their awakening, and I don't care if you've been doing this for 5-10 years and you're like, it's okay to take a day where you're not servicing anyone and you are resting. You're turning everything off and you are resting. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's get a few more here. This is interesting. So this is a full Cancer read. This is not a quickie. Not that I think Friday nights I try to give a quickie, but I don't seem to be capable of that. So starting to wonder if I have this whole deck, like mostly. Once in a while, you have to turn your decks back the way they came and reshuffle. Okay. So, and we'll get a message from your person, of course. So clarifying all of last week, because I didn't want to take too many clarifiers. I just want to take one clarifier just to confirm that I wasn't off, you know? And yes, self-care is important, absolutely. I think I really want to clarify that like self-care sometimes to me means like putting salt in the bath and like meditating in the tub because I'm a water sign, and then like putting a mask on or doing some like, you know, beauty stuff. But I mean like eating bad food, turning on, you know, television that isn't, you know, I'm often either in a documentary in some kind of learning process or some kind of spiritual process, and just really unplugging completely. But we have the Hierophant. We have a lot of doubles. When I clarified, a lot of doubles came out, new deck. We have the Hierophant in reverse. And so that confirms the whole idea of unplugging. And that was kind of important. So it may have felt like a little low energy last week, but it was kind of intentional to rest up for what's coming. Okay, Cancer. The World card, very interestingly enough, is clarified by this. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Three of Wands in reverse again, as it came out in the original spread. Remember when I said maybe like this week you were like, and another thing. I think that's when this, if this week you were like, I'm no longer going to like give my energy to that, or like over give my energy to that, like anything where it's like, you know, maybe you felt like you were overthinking or overfeeling for somebody who's not able to be reciprocal right now, and you're like, I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm going to get a distraction. Or maybe there was a project that you're like, that was too much. Like the idea of that is exhausting, because if you were not exhausted after last week, I would be surprised. But there's something that you drew the line in the sand, you put your stick down and said, you shall not pass. But energetically, I don't know that you fully, like, you said it, but I don't know that you said it with your whole chest, as we say. I don't know that that wasn't out of self-protection. Not out of resentment, not out of anger, not out of spite, not out of being petty, not out of being low vibrational, none of that shit. I think literally you just were saying it in self-protection. You drew a line in the sand. But energetically, it's not fully there, which explains why it shows up in the future. The World card came upside down, right? And I said, so for it to show up, right, for things to really like the whole new, because the world, or the universe in this case, is, you know, it's the close of the major arcana. It is the closing of a chapter, and you're right there. So like, if you've been feeling the last couple of months like, I can taste it, I'm so close, I can taste it, like allowing hope. God, I hate telling you this, but like such a Cancerian theme. So what we have clarifying what needs to kind of turn that, and listen, you'll turn it when you're ready. Because obviously drawing lines in the sand, right, isn't helpful if we can't do that with our whole chest. So we have the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is, you know, and again, I love this deck, but if we look really closely, I hope I'm doing that right, there's a little skeleton arm around her. So something, and there's only one set of feet, but there's two, right? So there's like the ghost of the old you. These cards. It's walking away from something when we still have feelings for it. It's not pushing something away we don't care about, like the Four of Cups, and it's not somebody not choosing us. It's us literally walking away when the cups are still full, but it no longer serves us, right? She's very clearly walking away from the old version of herself, and it's really hard. My heart's beating a million miles a minute right now. I always say, if you're in this community, one of the most important things to look for in a partner, if that's where you're at in life, is somebody that will grow with you. Because this is a community that grows. Like if you feel drawn, if the universe drops you off in front of me, you are somebody who's looking to evolve. You're not looking at somebody who's looking to, you know, blame everyone else for everything. You're looking to take accountability and then see with a new set of eyes, to like draw healthy boundaries, right? And set new rules for who can come in and who, but also working on yourself while you're doing that, right? Slowly, gently, so it's sustainable. A partner for you is somebody who also wants to do that at their own pace. It doesn't have to be at the same pace. It doesn't have to be at the same time. But you need a partner who can grow, because here's what happens. when we fall in love or get attached to somebody's potential, they show us the best of them, right? And we get attached to that potential. And they are not ready to grow, willing to grow. There's so many variables. The point is if they are staying where they are, whether they are stuck, feel stuck, it really doesn't matter, because we don't need to blame them or shame them or anything, right? But if they cannot move with you, right? If there's no ebb and flow, we often have a hard time saying goodbye to them or walking away from them, because what they hold with them is that version of us that we still love, right? And we feel like if we think about who we were when we fell in love with them, or when we started to feel attachment to them or attraction. And so, you know, when we're saying goodbye to that now healed version of ourselves that no longer attaches, there's a little sadness. I'm getting a little sad right now reading this for you, because I totally understand the idea that sometimes it's not the person, but that whole exchange that we had with them, and letting go of that little healed version of us. Because when we're letting go of the unhealed version of us, it's that younger version, right? It's letting go of inner child. There's these little moments of grief. And so I want you to all take a moment and separate. Are you sad to say goodbye to that relationship? Are you sad to say goodbye to that person? Or are you just sad to let go a piece of yourself that they carry? Let's move on. You know, crying already. Welcome to Clairsentience. I'm crying for one of you. I just don't know who it is. So the Hierophant is, interestingly enough, being clarified, two fell out for this. The Ten of Cups, which is, you know, the beautiful, that's the love. That's all the love. The overall reading for this is the Ten of Pentacles. It feels like the overall energy is like the goal is to have the stability, the family, the home. We say husband, we say wife, we say wife, we say wife, we say husband, we say we say they and they. It doesn't matter. Whatever the formal version of this is us. This is how we're rolling. We're official, for whatever that means. Right? You're crying, right? I'm not crying, you're crying. For whatever that means, just feels like it's out of reach. But what's funny is like the love is here. There's so much love here. We have the King of Cups in reverse. For some of you, this is going to involve a Capricorn, or you are a Capricorn. It might be a Capricorn with Cancer rising or something, but there's Capricornian energy possibly here. For others of you, do you see how disconnected this is? This could be Gemini or Gemini placements, because this is somebody who's trying to think their feelings, and they're losing the battle thinking their feelings. That could be you. That could be your person. You'll know. It's time. My prize in my Cracker Jack box is coming. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Very interestingly, what did I say before about Seven of Pentacles in reverse? And I gave the whole big long speech about the other cards. Here we have the Four of Swords in reverse. I already explained what I think that means. We also have the Devil. And I'm just going to show you this card upright for a minute, because, like, how gorgeous is that? And I always say the Devil does not come unattractive. But it's in reverse, which is how we want to see the devil card. So somebody is making an effort to stop the self-sabotaging beliefs about themselves. They've also been resting. Whether it looks like they're publicly resting or not, they've been checked out. Possibly in survival mode, but they're not fully participating. This is like almost done. Isn't that pretty? It's a lotus flower. That's what that smoke was. That's very interesting to me. For the Three of Wands in reverse that I said was coming up in the future energy also, and that's all future energy. So somebody in the, like, we have future energy of somebody that is trying to come out of a self-inflicted isolation. And we have the Page of Wands clarifying the Three of Wands in reverse. Cancer, there's something that you're thinking of starting, but it would make you a newbie again. Cancer has mastered a lot in the last 2 years. There's my full physical confirmation. My whole body is chicken skin right now. You've mastered a lot. Like, the emotional intelligence has been raised on the Cancer placements. It feels good. Whatever this is that you said, this is too much or whatever, this requires you to be a student again. And there's some resistance. Now, whether that's like being a student again, this, for some of you, this is going to be like career involved with school or learning somehow career. For others of you, this is about having somebody in your head for so long that the idea of somebody new, it's like, oh, what's that saying? The devil you know for the devil you don't know. So the idea of opening yourself up, having to explain yourself to someone new, all of that feels very daunting, and it feels like a pause. So there may be in the future some kind of like, hold up, that was a terrible sound effect, but you know what I meant. Just that kind of like, you know, the sound you make when you screech, halted to a stop, like, hold up. And we have the beautiful Queen of Pentacles who's in full upright, which just means, you know, it doesn't matter what there is and what there isn't, because you'll just grow it again, because you're fertile in every single way. And it's the actual action, right? When we talk about pentacles are something you can touch, feel. It's materialization of like the passion, the thoughts, and the emotions that are the other three, right, suits. And what we have is the balancing. Balancing is never really balancing. And I say this to my Libras all the time. Balancing doesn't look even. That's not what balancing means. Ebb and flow, ebb and flow. Let's get, you know, there's lots here that's coming up. So like if there's opportunities to rest more this week or next week, do it. Do it. Because the energies that are coming up are a lot. Some of it is a lot that's good. Some of it's a lot that's a choice. And some of it is going to be balancing, you know, but there's abundance here to be had, which is amazing. The thing that I pulled in the beginning to see what Cancer just has to like be aware of, that they don't let it trip them up, is pride. A gorgeous card. Yeah. And again, with the skeletons, it's about letting go of that old version of yourself for sure. And then just the message card from the universe is Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors beside you. You have guides, right? And so one of the worst things for Cancer and Pisces is to feel alone. Especially if you're like in a room with a whole bunch of people, but you don't feel like anyone there like knows you. You know, everybody wants to be known. That's one of the best feedback that I can get either here or in my one-on-one sessions, is like somebody feeling understood. And so you're not alone. Even if you're in a room full of 3D humans that don't seem to completely get you, you have to remember that like you're surrounded by guides, and you can always have conversations with them. And you know, the most powerful person on your team is your higher self. They already know. Tap into that. All right, let's get a message from your person. So now Friday night should go quicker because I'm going to be doing these full reads over here. I might be doing the full moon for Scorpio over here too. We'll see. We'll see. It says, please give me space. I can't grow. So this person that they're trying, they're not there yet. Like that Four of Swords is in reverse. They're trying and they're not there yet. But that's okay because you're not there yet either. You drew your line in the sand and you're going, now here it is. Here it is. Robin Williams did skip that. It might have been his like live at the Met, which shows you how old I am. But if you've ever seen that, freaking amazing. His live at the Met. I'm going to let you guys tell me, should I like end this or should I do like a whole video of water signs and then just stamp it? Should I just go, should I make this a separate video? Probably. All right, so I'm going to end this and I'm going to come right back with Scorpio. All right, I'll see you all in a few minutes. And then I'll see you all at 7:30 for the live. Let's see if I can go straight through. I might need to like put a cookie in my mouth. All right. I love you guys.